Hello, beautiful people. Wow, I hope this is going live. Hello, beautiful people. I'm gonna just check on my phone. Wow, what a transmission we've just embodied together. That was beautiful and incredible. And thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I enjoyed it. I'm just gonna see, is this working? Is it going live? Yes, awesome. Okay, my darlings. The recording is converting right now. Once it's converted, I will upload it into the Lionsgate group so you will have access to it. Those of you that have yet to see it and you've already registered. I know some of you said you couldn't make it and some of you were late to register because I closed the registration before the transmission. But I've opened it up again for the recording so that you have access to the recording and you've been called in, you'll receive the codes in any case. I'm coming on today to this. I'm going to share this in the group because this is, I said earlier today that I would share the cards. So hold on while I share this to a group. What's the group called? There we go. Lionsgate 0808 2021. That's what the group's called. I have it in the comment section here, the links. So I pulled these cards the day of the 13th before I went to visit the Great Mother in her mountain. And kind of joking when I say that, but there was a massive black dragon in the mountain. Huge. And she was a guardian gatekeeper of the realms, dimensions. Um, she was a power center where two ley lines, or even more than two, converge as well. That was her epicenter point. So, getting off track, I'm going to come back to the cards. The first card that we pulled, and I talked about this, it was everything was about change. Okay. Everything is about change and it is about to change, and we are changing. This is the prophecy card. The white deer is the prophecy card. Okay. And this is a quest for change within as without. The next card that got pulled was transformation. I kid you not. Literally every card was about change. Transformation. This is, where does our heart lie? You know, are we looking back and afraid to change, looking back at something we're afraid we're going to lose? Are we afraid of upsetting, of displeasing, of, hurting others? And at that expense, we choose to stay the same because that keeps them happy, or there's an expectation. We can't let, we're bound by conformity, society conformity, or familial conformity. So conditioning. So that is that card. That's around that. Like, where do you actually choose to be aligned, and who do you choose to be aligned with? Third one that was popping out was joyful beginnings. Mary Magdalene, who is pregnant in this card. I don't know if you can see that. She's in her pregnancy in this card with the child of Yeshua. And this is the Magdalene's reverie. She's thinking about what it is to give birth, to be pregnant, to birth a creation, to bring forth a child, whatever that might be for you, a job, a baby, anything. It's not just about baby physical. So, and the changes that that requires as well. And also like the moving through the emotions that brings up when we go to birth something. We often get triggered. We move through our stuff. We move through a lot of family stuff and karmic stuff in order to birth. So that's that came through as well. And of course, this is the lineage of the mother, is the Magdalene as well. The card that came through the Kali deck, I hope I have it here, I do, is this. Look at that power card. Very quietly powerful. Kaladara. Okay. Now, she is not bound by appearances, society expectations. We mentioned that, right? She is not bound by material limitations. I don't have enough of, right? Um, she says, don't be afraid of uncertainty. If you feel that you're without resources, take comfort. Where there's lack, she's here to restore abundance. Just tap you into that deep reservoir of abundance that we all have within us when we have faith, true faith, and when we have hope. All right, not blind faith, not false hope. That was one of the messages that came through because we are placing our faith with those that don't deserve it. We're placing our hope with those that will trample over it. And that's why we have, you know, false hope and blind faith. That's what we see happening in the masses. And they're going to be sorely disappointed, and they already are, right? This is about opening up into the heart space, becoming one, love, opening to the mother, opening to the father, in union, balancing, in reverie of the divine. So that's what she's about. She's all about Kali's wisdom and grace. This is the card of grace. Grace, 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 grace. And grace often falls upon us during times of challenge. That's when we're like needing it most, right? It's like that story, 2 feet were walking along the sand and the person goes through a hard time and he only sees 1 foot and one set of feet. And he's like, gee, where were you? Friend, whoever was there walking, where were you when I needed you most? And I carried you, right? That's what this is. That's what grace is. Grace is that whole thing. Um, okay, she also says that she wants you to gain the ability to recognize the truth beyond appearances. So, seen through deceptions. Okay, so that's part of what she's bringing into this. Tanya maa kuiki amatataki iti wototoki makatati bo atatati wo akuri matatati iti kapatakatati ototoki iti maaki apakakaishiti wototototo. She's all about bringing through a fresh cycle as we're ending an old cycle as well. So I will put up the stuff that's in the book about her. But that was, and there was one final card. Let me see. That popped out of another deck, and it was Leap. Are you ready to take the change? Make the change, make the transformation. You go first, the universe will catch you. Again, this is around like we choose and she supports. We make the choice. That in itself is a dedication. And even if it's the tiniest breath of an action, she's there to support you 100% behind you. So they were the cards. I just wanted to share them for and the messages they brought forward. I thought they were quite helpful and confirmed a lot for me. I'm having action needed, too low FPS. I don't know what that means. Does that mean you can't see me or hear me? Has it frozen?
Confirmed a lot
Oops.
for me.
I'm checking on my phone. Hello, Melanie. Hello, Maria. Hello, Linda. And Laura, I'm glad you enjoyed the transmission. You felt as if you became water and the water was the mother. Oh, beautiful. Incredible. I love that you enjoyed it. Um, I never know what it's going to be until it is. So I just know whatever needs to come through for the group will come through at that moment in time. So thank you. It's nice to hear that. Yamao shokoti matakaya la kuria balakshayati ma tatewaisi. So I'm just going to do a little transmission, and then I'm going to bid you all a farewell. Recognize that if you've done the transmission and you feel somebody, would benefit from listening to it, the recording will be available. I have the link there for them to register to receive the recording and get added into the group, so they can still do that post haste. And I will still be having that group open until I get told it's time to close it. Okay, so I know there's more information to come through. So, and this might be the integration phase for us all. Like, we're going to move into some integration. We'll have some shares. It'll be delicious. Chef's choice, delicious. So, with that being said, did anybody have a question? Actually, let me check. No questions. So I am going to Just clear. And this is for those of you that have not yet received the transmission. It's just a little taster. And I'm bringing the call of the Great Mother out. We all are. She's asking us to be her advocates right now. Never was there a time such as this where her call needs and wants to be heard even more loudly. She's saying like more and more and more of this. Whatever this looks like to you, that's for you to share. Okay, maybe it's you're having a cup of tea with one of the girls or a family member and you're just chatting, you're in the spirit of mother. Maybe you're creating something with a child and you're in the spirit of the divine mother. Maybe you're out in earth doing earthwork, grid work, nature work. Maybe you're just doing your gardening, but with the love and the spirit and the play of mother, birther, creator, that love that just flows forth from every single fingertip. Okay? That's there for us all. I know I've mentioned this quite a bit, but it's just come into my awareness again. During Lionsgate, I got shown that, so much has been hijacked and so much has been reclaimed back. And one of the aspects that us humans have had hijacked is, I got shown it's behind the pineal, but really it's kind of a separate thing all of itself. If I can pronounce it, Kachara, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, chakra, and this is near the talu. I'll put a little video, I'll have to make a little video on this. I'm learning about it. It was just shown to me on meditation. It's this point and center that creates Amrita, the nectar of life. They call it the Holy Grail. People go out searching outside of themselves for the Holy Grail. Little did they know that it was always within them to access. This is a secretion that human bodies can make once sanctified, purified, in alignment with Source. And, a little bit of practice, that you can actually live off this and never ever have to eat or drink again. Like, this will sustain you. And it is the sustenance of Source and the sustenance of Earth. You're drawing the energies of Mother, Father, masculine, feminine, and creating this within you. You're the creator. In other words, you're like an aspect of the divine. You're a creator. You're able to make this. This is supposedly, when I read up on it, I got a little bit of sunburn, so I'm scratching it. This is supposedly, don't scratch sunburn, Mary. This is supposedly what the Israelites, when I read up on this, said, they were 40 years walking the desert. Was it with Moses? I'm not very good on my Bible history. But that's what I read, and this was they call it the manna, the honey and manna, right? That they call it the honey too. The nectar is this part of the secretion. Amrita, soma, ambrosia, that's the nectar that they lived off. So they were very much connected to God's source, and they were living off this in the desert, and they were able to sustain themselves with no food or a lot of water, So that is being reclaimed. And I feel like the knowledge is going to come more and more and more. Now, the yogis didn't lose that knowledge because I found information from India in it, but we lost it in the West. I mean, we have to look now to the East to get that information, right? So it's there for us to remember within our cellular memory and then to put it to practice, however that might look like for you. You need to do read up on this. Don't take my word for it. I ain't having it done yet. I've done a couple of my own exercises. I got shown exercises, and I was kind of doing them naturally in the meditation, and then I Googled it, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, there you go. But when I read up on it, it's like, it's not to be taken lightly, this. Okay, there is a process and a purification involved in this. So that's my little disclaimer. But once and it can take a number of months, years, it depends on the person. Once we access that, we're balanced in male female energies, we are connected completely, and I'm assuming we've access to a lot of other gifts as well, so that it's exciting. You get these new pieces of information. I'd never heard of it before, so that came through with the Lionsgate information, that the hijacking of that is no longer. We are reclaiming. And when I say the hijacking of that, astrally, when we travel, I don't want to scare people. Astrally, when we travel, sometimes we come across things, and we could be doing our light work in our astral travels, by the way. I mean, I've loads of people recently message me again. I kind of must go through cycles of this, and I'm not conscious of it. Where they're like, "You came to me last night. And we had a talk," and I was like, "Oh, okay." Sometimes I remember, sometimes I just don't. So then that's confirming. Oh, I must have been astral traveling. Okay. Am I protecting myself when I go out and about? I don't always remember to do it every night. I'm not very good at discipline, right? So one of my things is to become ritualistic. When I make everything a ceremony, I love ceremony. I love like this transmission that we just did. Like I love that. It's juicy to me. It's like, oh, I love this. This is my mana. But when it's like you have to do it at this time on this day, it becomes like, oh, it feels cage like, right? So I always have to kind of trick my brain. It's not a discipline, it's not routine, it's a ritual, it's a ceremony, and then I'm much more with it. It's weird, I have to do this. But yeah, I need that. I was going to say discipline. I need that ritual nightly now to bring forth that shielding every night before I sleep because there's so much astral work happening for all of you too watching as well. And I say that because we can pick up some little things, heebie jeebies, whatever you want to call it, thought patterns, forms. The collective is riddled with them. Okay, because they're all coming up to the surface because the light's too much as well. Like they're all coming up and they're trying to claw on, but it is releasing, right? But it's just in that claw on stage. You're like, no. Okay, so it's like gremlin, is it? Mary, why are you making funny faces? You're alive on Facebook. Anyway, I need to get a little grounded after that transmission. Let's get back to center. What was I talking of? Be attached to that space, that chakra system, and behind the third eye. And this is also really directly linked into the spinal column. Okay, the spinal cord, and from when they have access to that, and they're eating that little, because also this creates nectar, but at the same time it creates poison within us. So they were feeding off that, and then they have access to the spinal cord, which gives you access into every neural network in the body. Okay, so that would drain us. What would that do? That makes us tired. It makes us apathetic. It shuts us down. Hard to breathe. The breath becomes limited. We might feel heavy, might get depressed, we might get sick physically because the immune system will go down. So these are all aspects of us, and again, it's a form of a. Some people call this psychic attack, like you know. So you can take that as you will, whatever word you want to give it, really. Um, Heebie-jeebies probably isn't one you'll read in a book anywhere. That's my name. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. So putting your protection, calling in Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, and he's saying, I'm here for that too. So Archangel Metatron is very much here for that. And I see a lot of sacred geometry. So however you want to see that, place something over yourself. I like golden light and sleep soundly. So that's a little bit of that because that was connected in. I got a good glimpse of that. At the same time, when I'm talking about the ambrosia amrita, how that gland secretes it, that's where I could see the little heebie-jeebies on that as well, and on behind the third eye. So we're opening the tap and allowing that flow. That's been initiated. I got pulled down then from that down to the feet because we worked on the feet. Okay, we had to clear the neck and the shoulders, work down to the feet, and the feet connected to earth. And within the earth itself, she's got the Holy Grail. Why do you think? What was it? The Templars and the Nazis and everybody looking for the frickin' Holy Grail all the time. The ambrosia, the nectar. This is what rejuvenates, creates youth. It heals. Within the center of the earth, there's an aspect of that there. Now, is that real? Is there actual nectar? I don't know. I got shown it. Maybe it's some symbology, but for me, I'm gonna go. I wonder, is that real? Like, and we just can't. We don't have the means to get to it. And I wonder, and I'm gonna play with some of you on this. I want you all to feel it. Is this true or not true? I wonder, and this is just a question because I don't have anything confirmed, obviously. I wonder, do you know the holy waters and holy wells all around the world? I wonder, does that nectar somehow filter out into that water system where they suddenly have springs where people are like, I was miraculously cured. I had a huge healing, you know? I wonder, is there an essence of that nectar in that water helping create that. Along with obviously a lot of this is ley line stuff too, power center vortex stuff, but it's all connected. A wonder, a wonder, wonder, wonder. Okay, so can we tap into that? Can we bring that forth? Can we tap into that energy and suck it up and rejuvenate every single day? Yes, why not? Okay, my loves. So that was some of what came through. Oh, you're watching me. Ladies, I thought you'd be all asleep or half out of it. You're all watching me again after the after the transmission. Hello. Let me see, was there any questions? I don't see any questions. You're welcome. Is it related to DMT? I don't know. I'd have to ask that. Like, I don't know that. I don't even know what DMT is really. I have to look that up. It was just they're the names I got. I'd say this is because I must have learned about this in another timeline. Okay. And by the way, ladies, that's me accessing the records and who came in with the record keepers. Now they were very strong. They came in and it wasn't one, it was like they were all here with the books. Like the record keepers came through in that transmission. So I like they said, become one of us or remember who you are. A lot of you are, yeah, you have been the holders of this, the keepers of the secrets, the keepers of the Holy Grail. There you go. Oh, now it's making sense. I'm getting chills. Ah, the protectors of the Holy Grail. That's who they were freaking talking about. And they're the keepers of the gatekeepers of the records as well. Sorry, those of you that haven't been on the transmission, this not may be all gobbledygook. Those of you that have been on the transmission and that maybe remember it, because if you were asleep or zoned out, that is me connecting the dots, literally, because they were channeled through. They hold the Holy Grail secrets. Thank you for asking that question, Christine. You're just after connecting a dot for me right now. That is so cool. Okay, so there's a bit more exploration for me to do on this, to get my information. Interesting. I think it's like the body remembers because the body will start remembering. And the reason I say that this whole thing is embodiment's huge. Okay, huge. We cannot go forward without this embodiment. We're going to be in pain if we do. I've had painful feet the last month, and that was when I worked through the neck stuff. Because again, working out that I've had a serious injury to my vagal nerve in 2016. I kind of nearly left Earth that time, nearly said goodbye, and I've had a big having to heal that, and reconnect the neural networks and heal because that's connected to everything like your breathing, your heart, your digestion, your urinary, your brain function, your throat, your speaking, like everything was shut down on me and I had to reconnect the whole thing and relearn it. I still have to because it still can get out of whack very easily. The reason I'm saying this is highlight codes put pressure on that system. If it's not fortified, if it's not connected and plugged in, if it hasn't been treated with care. And what is care? Care is like exercise, okay, physical body movement, breath work, proper breathing, and God knows you'd be sitting at a computer and you wouldn't realize how many hours you'd be there. You'd be like, and I'm bent over now. Let's say, how are you taking a deep breath and you're typing like that? And you're bent over. I am like, oh, I need to come back into my center, like my center point here, and breathe and have better ergonomic structure, right? So all these things like having really good breath, good posture, good movement, food affects it, sleep affects it, emotional turmoil and trauma affect it. So many things affect it. So toning that is really important so that the codes flow down freely through your neural network, your electric system, down to the feet. Now the feet, I've been having achy pains, sensations, hot, cold, weird stuff, like not normal stuff, and having to, massage them and move it out, recognizing that somewhere within me, like there's a density that as I've been clearing here and here, it's moved down the body because it hit a little point at my womb and I had to move it through the womb and then move it through the urinary system Friday, actually, I had to move it through the urinary system and move it down to the feet as well. So, like, I'm hitting little weak spots on my physical body that need strengthening, they need more healing, maybe, or they're just clearing out, like the channels. The channels are opening within us as well. So, the channels are becoming more open, like big rivers, not little streams anymore. The streams won't cut it anymore. We gotta expand those streams into rivers because the codes are so big coming through, right? So we're becoming that river into the earth, and the feet are just a little slow catching up sometimes right now for me. So that was all part of the bathing of the feet as well, and recognizing that we pick so much up on the feet from earth, other people, and that we work that through, work that out as well. Okay, I'm going off on one. Wasn't what I came on to talk about. We produce DMT in our brain in small amounts. Is it like serotonin? I've heard of DMT before. I just can't. I'm in. My mind is in another hemisphere right now. So I'm kind of reach. Okay, I will get back to you on that though when I'm thinking a little more clearly on that. More in my logical mind. I need to be more in my logical mind for that because I've definitely read about that. It's like my mind can't remember that. Okay, what else wants to be said? Probably nothing else. I think we're done. And with that, a little transmission. For those of you watching that have yet to see the transmission, register, receive her call, make it your own. Bring it forth, spread it out. Minyama kuemje blakwaye ti kumbala o. Shutupachai chiku truku sapa. Yumbalha. Nikadash kulabare. Makia kuta malehekia toto. Minosotom deo. Makayetim leo. Misha bate atim black waye. Kuraka. So for me, that felt like a Sumerian Egyptian. Ali akabash kwayiti makati otoko ashti maka. Now the chakra systems, and there was like an alignment being done by that being. Miatama quality. That's for she did the lower, now she's on the higher. Tamte atakwe atiamaturku mishakata pakalikatorku papapaiti ku minyemanamanonemanamanamanamana kushapakayatamakutuya blikriya tamsea Mushokotoro la pashitiria. Wai. Mokayeke mashiti mokoyeti gayeki makaiti. She's telling us all on this call to drink more water. Butukatabiaha. And she's saying how that is lubricating the light codes coming in to move through the cellular DNA structure in the body and release out the toxins as well, the purifications. Oh, kurapa, bless the water, she says, with a finger out. Bless the water before you drink it. Mishakapare timdananoto apsietipto meo brapsia monziet yeah. Amdekusemnieteo. Now she's getting me to rub in a circular motion the tummy, the sacral, and now she wants me moving the body, and she's doing almost like a dance. Bekietie bukshatem denete kuf bushataeti. Treat life as if you're catching fireflies. That's what she just said. Oh my god, she's so cool. Who is she? Oh, I know who she is now. Okay, totally. Sorry, I know who she is. She's just made herself known to me. I need to write that down. Okay. Yeah, definitely Egyptian, by the way. I didn't know if it was Sumerian at the start. No, she's Egyptian. She says, I had a Sumerian background. She's like, so you weren't too far off. Thank you. I'll have to get her name later. I can't get it right now. No, she's come before, so that's she's in to give a little share. Thank you. Thank her. She is of the Isis lineage. Tawaiti. And she's saying Hecate and Mat as well. Thank you. Uso tomate makai tura patai shurtapa. Oh, she's so expression. Like she's full of expression. So I hope you enjoy that. I've had a bit of a laugh. Register for the transmission, receive it. It is quantum. It doesn't matter if you're watching it after, okay? Doesn't matter how long it is. Time is not linear where these codes move through, okay? Time and space matter not. So you can register, you'll still receive exactly what you need. You can watch it over again. Next week, you'll get something different. That's how this works. Okay, thank you. And lots of love. Share with others. My message has been like open heart, and the call has to be heard. Get as many peeps as you can, and you follow on from this. Make this your own. Connect with her. You get your way, however that looks as well. Okay? It doesn't have to be all showy, kind of like she's laughing at me going, you don't have to be all showy. It's in your daily life, all right? It's in your daily life, it's in your interactions. Or if you do have a business or, a spiritual business or something like that, absolutely share it out loud. Do whatever you need to with that. We love you. We thank you. Goodbye.